After all, it looks like the Santa hat is bringing some good luck to AMC. We're ripping right now. We have been pretty much all morning, and we are holding up at these elevated price increases. So this is a very good thing. But we're seeing some very interesting things happening with the Ortex data, with a severely outweighed number of shares that are being borrowed today, aka being shorted, compared to shares that are actually being returned. So this is not short covering. I know what is going on here, and I want to portray this to you guys as well as go over all of the other data that you need to know. So hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and make sure to check out the pinned comment link down below for my Twitter account as well as the link for the buy and sell alerts. Now let's get straight into this video, guys. Let's first start it off with the Ortex data and really the reason why AMC is ripping today. And we'll go ahead and refresh the page. We could see that the short interest is estimated at 18.67%. This is more validation that the actual short interest is well over 20%. But take a look at this. This is a very, very large spread or a ratio here. You can see the return shares, 75.5 thousand shares. Borrowed shares, 1.84 million. So this is not necessarily shorts covering. It could just be borrowed shares from the free flow out on loan. It doesn't make sense for those shares to actually have been borrowed today. It very well could be possible because we are seeing a slight increase in volume for the day. We're only about an hour and a half into trading, and we have 19.3 million shares that have traded hands. So I can't make any definitive conclusions on that, but this is a very, very wide ratio, something we really haven't seen in a very long time. But this is more evidence that the short interest is well over 20%. We also do have 95.78 million shares that are estimated to be sold short. So this number, well over 100 million shares. So we're looking at an even more bullish moass potential coming here in the near term future, and potentially the Santa Claus rally throughout the rest of the year. We will talk about this a little bit more because the dangers are not out of view or out of sight yet. We still have a lot of fear catalysts that are up and coming that the markets are kind of starting to shrug off that could come back to life. But what is causing the rally today here with AMC stock? It comes down to, in my opinion, the option chain and FOMO buyers that are buying into the stock, but they're not rushing into the stock. I think it's people that sold out on the way down that are now jumping back in. It's market psychology 101. If you sold a stock at $25 per share, $26 per share, now it's at $30 per share, it's seeing an 8% move to the upside, you're probably going to buy back into that stock again. I think it makes a lot of sense. But you're also seeing a lot of de-hedging happening from the option chain and from the puts that are running out of the money. You are seeing some more didn't say that right. You are seeing more calls running into the money as well as puts running out of the money. So like we've talked about many times, that is two fronts of buying power from the market makers that is happening here today. And if we do take a look at the actual option chain, you guys can see that we have a substantial amount of puts that expire this Friday that have actually ran out of the money today. So at the $30 strike, which these puts are now out of the money, 5,300 for open interest, 8,800 for open interest at the $29 strike, at the $28 strike, 4,000, and then 4,000 at the 27. And we were just at these levels yesterday. So relative to the volume that you see, because these numbers are all based off of relative volume, it doesn't matter if you're having 200 million shares trade hands on any given day. If you have 8,800 or 5,300 for open interest, it's not going to move the needle. But when you have 19 million for volume on the day and you see this amount of contracts running from into the money, out of the money, that's where you see a lot of de-hedging, and it really influences the price of AMC. As well as that, you did see a measly 2,000 calls and 4,888 calls that did also run into the money. So mix these two factors together, and I think that is what is causing this move with AMC stock. And I don't think it's shorts covering because we still do have a lot of fear catalysts that are on the near-term horizon. Now, if you pull up CNBC, CNBC is basically tossing this all up to Omicron, saying that Omicron appears to be more mild, but could lead to more mutations. This is where the markets, the financial media, is trying to trick people. This is not the reason why the markets were selling off. It's Fed Jerome Powell's meeting the 14th and the 15th. And this is something that I kind of called out on Sunday. I did think there would be a market pop Monday, Tuesday, possibly even Wednesday, and then you would see some level of fear come back into the markets on Thursday and Friday. Or we could just rally throughout the rest of this week, see the fear come into the markets Monday and Tuesday until we get that Fed announcement on Wednesday. Who knows though? We could just continue to rally, but the markets are not reacting as much as people think based off of Omicron at the current moment. This has been widely priced in. The Fed is the reason why the markets were selling off. So you're not seeing anything really about the Fed here on CNBC or Fox Business or anything like that. It's being pushed under the rug, but this could come back. So just don't get pump fake. Don't get caught with a lot of calls, exposing yourself right away, unless they're longer term calls like we have been doing in the buy and sell alerts. And if you guys want access to all of those trades, like I said, check out that link in the pinned comment for the buy and sell alerts. Now let's go over a little bit more of the charts with AMC stock, and you guys can see that we have been in this range. Really, we haven't really broke under $26.50 per share for a long period. We fell to $25.31, but we did bounce right back above that. We fell under this a couple of times, but we've remained in this range. Now, what I want to see happening is that we break above the 200-day moving average. That is going to be key. That is at $31.51 per share. If we can do that, that is going to show a lot of strength. But take a look at this, guys. That's going to remain a very strong resistance level until we do get a clean break above that. Take a look. 1, 2, 3 touches on this now. That is why the moving averages, the support and resistance, and the volume are the only 3 things that matter when you're doing technical analysis on AMC. It does not matter any formations, any candlesticks, any of that. Doesn't matter. We see it time and time and again. The moving averages, the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day moving average on the daily candlestick chart, the support, the resistance, and the volume. Now let's take another look at the volume. We're looking at 22.4 million for volume on the day. I don't, like I said, think this is a lot of shorts covering. I think it's a lot of people just buying back into the stock as well as that option activity. But it does look like we're going to have another elevated day of volume here by the end of the day. So it is actually looking very, very bullish. We're holding up quite a lot, getting a little volatile. We're only up 6% right now, but we're still holding up at 6% for all morning, basically. So I think it's really good. I think we got a lot of good things coming on the near-term horizon. Potentially the Santa Claus rally throughout the rest of this year and the start of next year, as long as Fed Jerome Powell doesn't come out and start talking about raising interest rates, doesn't talk about, being hawkish on the economy, then we're going to be set to rally. We also do have one last catalyst for this week, which is going to be on Friday, that I do not want you guys to forget. We are going to get the CPI numbers, so the consumer price index. That is the measure for inflation. Bloomberg is setting their estimates at 6.9% year-over-year inflation. That is a very high level. That is a level that we have not been at since the 70s, when interest rates we're forced to go up to 20% to combat this kind of inflation. So if we're seeing this, and the Fed, they obviously have more information than us, they take that hawkish stance, or even if this number is very high, I think investors will price in the Fed to take a hawkish stance. So I don't think the pain is really over here in the shorter term, but all of the major fear catalysts are going to be out of the way by the Fed meeting. That is next week on Wednesday. Fed Jerome Powell will be speaking and hopefully calming the market down a little bit, giving us that room for the Santa Claus rally and the end of the year rally. So that is really all you guys need to know. That is why AMC is rallying today. The short interest is doing some really wonky things. The option chain, I think that is really what is causing this move, as well as people that were in AMC before that sold out are jumping back into the stock. I do not think it is actually short covering. So that is going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. If you did, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as make sure to check out the pinned comment down there. Go follow me on Twitter, as well as go ahead and check out the buy and sell alerts. And also, if you guys want to join a non-payment for order flow brokerage, get up to $1,000 in free stock, and it only takes about 2 minutes to sign up. Check out the link for public. I will repeat, they do not use payment for order flow. I've been making a majority of my trades over there and really just buying stock for the long term over there for AMC. So definitely check that out if you guys are not a part of it already. Will Smith actually invested in them. It's a pretty cool platform to be a part of. So that's going to be all. I'll see you guys in later videos.